G was diving under the sea when he dropped his watch when he dived to the bottom of the sea, looking for the watch. He couldn't find it, but found a gold coin cast with ancient patterns on the surface. Plus there was also a nearby stones used for old boats in ancient times. Immediately guessed that there must be treasure left by the old ship below. He excitedly went to the surface and called his 3 companions. They began to search together very quickly. For the 4 of them, they found a bunch of strange and rare antiques, which made him even more confident that there was treasure at the bottom of the sea. When he tried to explore and search, his intuition told him that what was ahead was definitely not ordinary. Z sped up and swam forward, and sure enough, he soon saw a crashed plane. He was stunned very quickly after confirming that. He rose to the surface to catch his breath, and then he and his friend continued to search for the destination. Near the window of the plane, they quickly discovered that there was a body that was not completely rotten. When Amanda saw it, she was afraid to swim to the surface. This also proved that this plane had recently crashed. Zai immediately went in. Inside the probe plane, he quickly discovered that the inside was filled with small bags. Rise took a knife and slit open the bag. A large amount of white powder immediately fell out. They quickly realized that inside these bags were all my Twilu quantity in one package. Was enough for them to buy a new boat, but in the planet cabin, small package like that were piled up in layers, filling the entire room. After all 4 people returned to the boat to face the price of white powder, million of dollar at the bottom of the sea. Rise and his girlfriend Amanda were greedy. J.E. and his girlfriend Sam knew this was illegal. Not only were they extremely alert, they also destroyed the My Twi bag brought by guys on the spot. Until Wednesday night, people returned to the hotel because the law stipulated that as long as they clearly investigated the history of the shipwreck at the bottom of the sea and proved that they were the first to discover it, they would legally own the treasure inside the crashed ship. The 4 of them agreed to investigate the history of the treasure and then report to the police to deal with the last plane. Sam reminded GY and Amanda before reporting to the police to absolutely not touch the plane they equipped the next day. When they arrived at yesterday's location, the detector immediately had movement. Z saw this and immediately started the fan. After blowing it away, they discovered a few strange items, but time quickly passed. Too focused, he suddenly realized that his oxygen tank had run out. He looked around. Amanda and his group were nowhere to be seen. He quickly jumped to the surface, but Amanda wasn't there either. In the boat, Z immediately realized something was not good. He grabbed a new oxygen tank and hurriedly swam towards the plane. Sure enough, he found Amanda's empty oxygen tank here. Then he saw that Amanda was not moving at all, but luckily, she was in the plane, there was air, so she was saved. Amanda's action also brought trouble to her. After returning, the 4 discovered that what they picked up this time was a bag of explosive and guns made of silver. Drawings on the bag of explosives and words on the guns. They quickly confirmed that the ship sunk at the bottom of the sea was named Phi Goat. In the history book, it was recorded that Phi Goat carried a large amount of gold, silver, and all kinds of other treasure, and now their value is definitely more than $100 million. Hearing this number, everyone was extremely excited. The next day, they couldn't wait. Returning to the ship location, the machine did not find for long. There was a violent reaction. The peach jarret was cut out. Sure enough, there was something underneath that. Thanks to the help of the fan, a cannon quickly appeared. This was definitely the best evidence to prove Jeffer, so they used oxygen tanks to make the most expensive way to carry this cannot. But when they were almost out of the water, a boat confronted ZE and quickly commanded to abandon the salvage operation this time. But he didn't expect that while GRY was releasing the gas, his hand accidentally got tangled in GRY by the rope securing the cannon and sank to the bottom of the sea. Zen wanted to help him, but he couldn't make it in time. Gray hand was immediately crushed by the shell on the bottom of the sea. He died even more. Gray oxygen ran out at that moment. Sam saw this and quickly removed the tank. I took out my oxygen to put out the fire because Zaret and Sam couldn't carry the firecracker. Hastily used the oxygen in the air bladder to infuse Zaret. Then Zaret resuscitated and successfully injected Cannot to help GRY escape. Finally, all 3 of them safety returned to the boat. The Coast Guard knew Zen and Sam quickly let go of their vigilance and left. But in the following days, because they did not have enough money to buy professional salvage equipment, their heart were extremely slow and they did not have the ability to dig up the shipwreck beneath the sand at the same time. They often went to the beach and also attracted a professional treasure hunting team. Zen was extremely angry with this, so he went to the big brother of the treasure hunting team, Rise Zaret, to warn Guys, the manager of Mr. Tang Poke subordinates, on us. But even so, Rise was still extremely impatient because sooner or later their matter would be discovered by Rise so that they could buy salvage equipment as soon as they dug up the warehouse, and informed Rise that they could use the white powder on that plane in exchange for salvage equipment. But this type of illegal thing was immediately rejected by Zen. At night, Rise was not willing. So he took Amanda with him and they both secretly divided into the water in front of the plane. They succeeded in getting a few packets of white powder, but when they smuggled the white powder out, something happened. The family quickly received a phone call from GY. Guys wanted to meet Zen, so he didn't take any precaution and went to the meeting place with GY on a luxury yacht. At this, the boat was My Twi traffickers kept the habit. Then GMO threw a bag of white powder in the plane. It turned out that Guys, because of selling these goods, angered the owner of the plane. Zen now asks Zen to return the Guy 800 within 12 hours, kg of heroin on the plane. If you can do it, your lover will surely die. You know you can't refuse. So, with the excuse that there no salvage equipment, there no way to salvage the remaining heroin, he demand JS $43,000 USD. After Sam found out that Zen was helping my twee bullies with their work, she couldn't accept it, so she directly people to break up. But now that Zen had no way out thanks to JS money, they successfully brought a daughter. The professional ship took advantage of the high-powered cutting blower on the seabed cutter-class ship to quickly blow away the sunken ship they had been searching for days. One moment they found it, the next they found a ship. The bell on the ship was indeed written on the bell, and the three people were extremely excited, but to report to the traffickers. My twee, they went to the plane to throw 100 kilograms of heroin on the tiger shark that suddenly appeared. Then she bit Amanda, and at the same time, the boat also started the device to pick up heroin, and Amanda asked for help from guys in the plane, but was immediately pulled back by the shark when guys brought Amanda to his face. A chunk of the water from her thigh was lost. To save Amanda, she had to throw the pile heroin had just picked up and go to the hospital, but in the end Amanda still couldn't survive because her injuries were too severe. Sam Hayton immediately returned to Zaret's side. At noon the next day, the 12-hour time limit given by Bull My Twee arrived. RS Jr. Primo immediately came to them. Zaret failed the mission and quickly decided to let Sam go first. He would go there alone. Bull My Twee group next. He told the whole story of finding the treasure to Primo. Jared asked him this time, let pretend like he didn't see me. Primo was also attracted to the treasure of hundreds of millions of dollars, but Primo still brought Red to meet JS, but Primo quickly discovered that there was no one in the boat and it was extremely chaotic. Primo quickly asked Zaret to lie down. Then he went into the boat alone to check. But Primo was immediately eaten New York a copper candy and went to the sky. Zaret could hardly bear it. Out of curiosity, he also followed into the lot, so he quickly discovered many bodies, including the traffickers' big brothers, My Twee. Right at this moment, there was someone who opened the door and walked out. It was the big brother of the traffickers, GY. The professional treasure hunting group GY immediately asked Jen where this white powder came from. It turned out that on the surface, the guys' group was a treasure hunting team. In reality, they had always been secretly scheming. My Twee Zen saw this and immediately ran away after jumping into the sea. He took advantage of his excellent swimming ability and successfully escaped Grice's pursuit. He returned to the shore. Zen reunited with Grice, but at this time, Sam was alone, reported to the police. Jen quickly called Sam. As a result, something happened to Sam. On the other end of the phone, Gray's voice was unexpectedly transmitted because to save Sam, the only way was to could help. He agreed to take B to place where the plane crashed. After turning off the phone, Zen was angry because of everything. Everything was brought about by Gray, but when Zen calmed down, he looked at Gray and suddenly came up with a great plan to save people. Then he took Gray to the boat of a fisherman friend and he went alone to meet. Realizing that Sam was still safe, he left secure and started leading the way for. As soon as he arrived, Jen took the lead and jumped down first. Gray put on his equipment and followed, but when Bet got into the plane, he was nowhere to be seen, and Gray was already there, in the cockpit, pretending to be a corpse. When the baby let down his guard, Gray suddenly came back to life after taking a breath of oxygen and began to secretly attack. GRY joined forces to solve the problem. After Bet was tricked by Zen into getting into the plane, he immediately exploded the plane. 6 weeks later, Zen started to salvage the shipwreck again. The result was that when he picked up the other artillery piece, another incident occurred. The wire was broken and the firecracker had just been picked up from the water and fell into the sea, then quickly sank and hit the other group ship. But when Zen wanted to give up and go home, they didn't know that the firecracker had already broken off. A large amount of solid gold was inside, but luckily, Brian was not willing. So he jumped down to see what happened. Very quickly, Brian announced the good news that he had found the gold.